Greetings, everybody. My name is Jim Shear.
What's up? It's Mike Adam.
And welcome to another episode of Give Me 5. And no, we did not plan the haircuts.
We didn't.
They're 3 weeks old, but they still look sharp.
I know.
Yeah. But it's summertime. You need to stay cool.
For sure.
And it doesn't matter if we look good or not because we're not going to hang out with these people. Let me explain. This week's category is artists you love but never want to hang out with. Mike, give me 5.
So most of these people I don't want to hang out with because I like them as musicians, but I think they're jerks in real life.
Okay.
That's most of these people. However, that is not my number 5 person. My number 5 person is Rihanna. And even though she is beautiful and extremely talented, I just don't think I'd be able to hang. Like, she goes hard and parties nonstop. And I mean, I could get it in, but I don't think like that. Like,
can I tell you something?
What?
I met with Rihanna.
Uh-huh.
We had a long interview.
Yeah.
And after I interviewed her, I thought I would love to hang out with her. And I also kind of threw out little hints like, but maybe we should hang out.
Yeah.
So I think you should. Once you meet her, you might change that pick.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
She would be on your list of artists you have to hang out with.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't seem like megastar when you're with her.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
At the number 4 spot, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins. I love them, and I think they're so talented, and I've heard he's a nightmare. So
can I tell you something? I met Billy last year,
and nice.
Once you break through the ice,
really,
he's a cool guy.
Plus, I think he's a vampire. He totally
you gotta break through the ice first.
Okay. At the number 3
maybe
spot,
this is good though that I'm disproving your list.
I know,
because you can hang out with all these people.
I know. At the number 3 spot, Kanye. Now, I've actually met Kanye, and he was really nice. But I just think if something rubs him the wrong way, like if we're out somewhere, I'll have to like try and help him in a fight, and I'm a little person, so that won't go well.
I've met with Kanye too, twice. Once before he was a star, and the second time when he was a star, and there was a difference.
Oh, totally.
So when did you meet him?
He was a star.
He was a couple years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Okay, so put 2 years, and then now he's like this now. So
yeah.
I would beware.
We'll see. At the number 2 spot, John Mayer. I've heard such horror stories about him, and I love him, so I just don't want my image of him to be shattered. And the same goes
That's
for
a good one.
The same goes for my number 1, Billy Joel. I love him. Seen him in concert numerous times, but I've heard he's very standoffish and just.
Mike,
what? You met Billy Joel?
No, I haven't met Billy Joel.
Oh, okay.
But I know someone who works with Billy Joel.
And nice?
And I just hear good stories.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm wrong.
So, there you go.
All right.
So, Mike, there is a light at the end of that tunnel.
Hopefully.
Hopefully you can give me a light.
Yeah.
At number 5 for me, John Bon Jovi. I love their big arena hits, but I've heard horror stories about John, and I never want to hang out with them.
Really?
Because I feel like the hangout session would only last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Before I did something wrong. At number 4, my favorite MC of all time, KRS-One. I think he's so smart, so educated, such a leader, and I would be so intimidated to hang out with KRS-One. And I would say something stupid. He'd be like, no, man, and he'd prove me wrong and just lock me out.
Right, okay.
So I would love to be proved wrong, but I would be intimidated to hang out with the Blastmaster KRS-One. At number 3, Tom York. What are me and Tom York going to talk about? I've met Tom York before, but if we're going out to dinner, and it's one of those 2.5-hour dinners, what do we talk about?
I know.
I could just see him fidgeting, and then I would bring up something totally wrong, and he'd run to the bathroom and never come back.
These all sound like very awkward first dates. Like they would all be awkward first dates.
Number 2, Kanye West.
Okay.
You would be walking on eggshells the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like depending on what day you hung out with him, it could be fun.
Totally.
But if you hung out with him on the wrong day, you would be X'd off for life.
Yeah.
And number 1, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've heard stories.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've heard
that's upsetting. Yeah.
People who've worked with him at MTV when I was in the building, and they said, man, it was just terrible. And I've read Anthony's book, and I've seen interviews with all the Chili Peppers. I was on a flight with Chad Smith, and just being on that flight, I thought, I love your music, it's never going to work out. Why would we hang out? What would we talk about? Maybe Flea, we would talk about basketball, but I feel like they're on another level than me, and they just wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Hanging out with good old Jim Shear.
So, what artists do you love, but you never want to be in the same room just hanging out with them because it would be crazy. It would be awkward. Comment below, and we will talk to you next week. It's Gimme 5. Thank you for watching.